Alright, so today I wanted to walk through a bit of Whimsical. Whimsical is a free tool. It is probably one of my favorites for laying things out in terms of D&D. I use it quite a bit for my current campaign, Ghost of Saltmarsh, which I'm running with a few of my friends. You can see here, really using this as a timeline to see, alright, on these certain days, here's what happened. You know, at the end of the night with Basil, who's the town historian in Saltmarsh in our game. And you can see that you can really lay it out however you want. I also have all these tie-ins. This is a mind map that is usable in Whimsical as well. But you can see Gellin Primewater in my game. Spoilers. I should have said that earlier on. Gellin Primewater, in my game, at least, he is kind of a kingpin under King Humberto Scotti. He controls Saltmarsh in terms of smuggling and everything that they do there. And so I really wanted to lay out, here are all the folks under him. So you have pirates, you have Dr. Lacebark, who is Blackbeard in this case. He is trying to overthrow Gellin. But I'm able to coordinate all of this and understand a bit more of, okay, let's lay this all out in a digital way. And that is one of the things I like best about Whimsical. You can also take a look at Cult of Umberlee. So Umberlee is the goddess in Ghost of Saltmarsh for us. We didn't go the Orcus route. We didn't really go the Procan route. So Umberlee, everyone is transferring to that. And Umberlee's father is Procan. And so added Procan down here. And so it's, what do we do with Umberlee? What do we do with her controlling the Sahuagin and really tying everything together? You have this cult led by the highest priestess, Isidore Saltwind, and then everyone underneath her as well. You can see I still don't have anyone for Tribor. We'll figure that out later on. But this is something that can be extremely helpful to you as a DM if you're trying to think through your campaign, if you're trying to think through how you're going to organize all your information. And here is what we're doing right now with a December release. We're going to release this probably, I'll go ahead and say, what is today? Today is the 2nd as I'm recording this. We're going to try to release this the 16th. That way folks have a little bit of time before the holidays to try and do this. And this is where everything is panning out. So we have, over on this side, I've got all of our NPCs and items and encounters that Trent and I have walked through and sorted out. And then here's the main through line who runs everything. So the Illuminati, or the Illuminati, a group of Warforged that are passing judgment upon people in the area. And they're trying to bring about a better time. And so how do we structure everything that exists underneath them? We have Little Saint Nicholas, which I actually, that auto-corrected. Nicholas, who's in the Frosty, or the Stay Frosty encounter that's on the website. He is trying to create a snow golem army, and so snow golems that are going from town to town, passing judgment and destroying them. His main goal is that people aren't taking him seriously because he's smaller in stature, but they're also not, he wants to reduce everyone in economic status as well. That way everyone is the same, can all live in harmony. So that's what Little Saint Nicholas, his objectives are. So he's helped bring on, this is pending title, whatever, Winter Storm. We also have the White Hag that once Rude Alf. If you didn't catch that one, Rude Alf, the red-nosed. He is a dwarf that his nose does shine a bit red. And so the White Hag is just enamored with him because of his rudeness and crudeness. And so she is tied in here as well. So I'll show you a quick, just new document. I start with a board, but there are a ton of different templates. And you can see here, it's a lot of business templates, and that's great, but that's not at all what we want to use it for. We'd much rather use it for D&D and figure out our campaign. So thinking through what we want to do here, let's just come up with a basic encounter. So the party is dropped into, I'll do it for the encounter that I'm doing this week, which is the Deck of Many Halls. So the Deck of Many Halls is a card deck similar to the Deck of Many Things, but each one opens a portal and drops the person who draws that card into a different hall. And so the Deck of Many Halls, I'll just create new text here. Whoa! Pull that out there. Okay, Deck of Many Halls. And so we'll start this with party encounters X person who needs help tracking down gifts they've misplaced. Okay, so he will give them some Deck of Many Halls. It says, I left them one of these, but I'm terrified because some are more dangerous. Right, so we got to make sure that there's a reason that he can't go himself, and it needs the party to do it for him instead. So they've encountered this person, they have kind of the need to go in. Reward is going to be you can keep the Deck of Many Halls and anything you find in there. So through trial and error, party will end up in a hall of a Goblin King. Has all the presents. Thinks they're for him. And is overjoyed. So this Goblin King, not sure the name yet, but has all of these gifts and is stoked. It's like, yes, this is this is the best. I've never gotten this many gifts in my entire life, and now I finally have received the recognition of being so wonderful. So he's pumped, right? So we'll drag that down there. Once the party gets there, they're really met with two options. So you can figure out, okay, take the gifts back, or leave the gifts. Obviously, there are more ways that this could shake out, but especially when we're writing encounters for the site, we like to really give 2 or 3 options. Your party's creative. They're going to come up with their own ideas anyway. And so we don't want to limit that to, oh, this is it and only this. There's a lot of room to work within these, but here's really where we'll focus is you can leave the gifts or you can take the gifts back. If you take the gifts back, obviously Goblin King, it's not going to be pleased. At that point, he is likely going to attack in some way. And so what are things that he could attack with? Let's say his goblin boys. So he's got a couple different goblin boys that can come after you. This is one of my favorite things, by the way, is that you can just keep adding different pieces to this. Let's say he's got hobgoblin. That oversees the group. And I don't know let's give him a 4-legged creature of some sort. Maybe, All right, you'll see this in real time here. I love this site because I can filter things down pretty easily. Let's give a CR3 beast. Looking through here. What would be in this Goblin King? Mastiff. I love the idea of goblins and mastiffs getting along. Like the mastiff image, I don't know if you've seen this before, but he's got all these little spikes to him, and he's got a saddle. I just imagine goblins hopping on the mastiff and riding around, using them as transportation, general protectors, and really just having a good relationship. I don't like to think of too much cruelty in my games of D&D, and so thinking of the goblins just being best friends with Mastiffs tends to make me laugh and makes me think it would be a good time. Instead, maybe let's take a look at a direwolf real quick. I mean, if we're going to be in a snowy environment, I think direwolf may make sense, but this is the deck of many halls. And so, all right, we're going to go with the Mastiff. Mastiffs. Okay. So we have, these are kind of the three groups that we'll be attacking. Maybe they come in waves. Not exactly sure at the moment, but Goblin King at the end of it is going to figure out what's going on. So we'll just drag these up here and drag this line down here as well. Those are his protectors. All right, so Goblin King is not pleased. Party defeats him. They can steal things back pretty easily. Party can reason. End of the day, if you have destroyed these three groups, the Goblin King is probably going to be like, all right, fine, whatever. Or party can just go ahead and straight up kill him. Then you don't have to worry about anything that happens past that. It would just be, hey, we're stealing these things. We defeated this guy. We can loot the entire hall at this point and then go back. Or they can reason with him and be like, hey, you don't, this doesn't need to go this way. You can just let us go with the gifts and head on back. So, regardless of how that ends up, I wonder if I can actually merge these two together. No, that doesn't look great. Okay, yep, there we go. That looks a little better. Okay, party can reason. Regardless, get gifts, head back. Let's do that. Next person is please, gives reward. Right, so now, whoa, oh, get out of here. Now we can zoom out here. And we've got this whole arc that we've created in Whimsical. So similar, what did I do? What have I done? Okay. Hey, use this tool, but don't pay attention to how I use it. I am not the expert here. I just think that this is a great tool in order to use these bits and pieces. So again, pretty straightforward, and overall you can set this layout pretty quickly. I can go back in, I can write the entire thing, put it on the site. I will build this out too and figure out, okay, if we leave the gifts, what are the repercussions, right? You can't just go back and be like, oh, sorry, we don't have them. There's a Goblin King there. That person's not going to be happy. So what is the consequence? Unsure at the moment, but this is just a quick example of how Whimsical can be used with your D&D campaigns, build out encounters, however you want to explore that in order to get to a point where it's easy to look back and say, okay, I understand the flow chart. I understand the flow of how these things will go. So each piece you can add more detail. You can do whatever you want. I'm sure I'm not using this to its maximum power, but I think it is a good, quick way to sketch out exactly how things could go. So there you go. That is the first of what I think will be many DM tools that you can use. Really focus on free ones initially, and then potentially start going into some that are either subscription based or small fees that you can pay. So yeah, that is Whimsical. Hope you enjoy this. If you do, let me know down below in the comments. Let me know what other tools you'd like us to take a look at. But I think that is it for now. And yeah, enjoy. Let's see what we can build. Send us some of your Whimsical docs and let us take a look.